Hey YouTube, how's it going? It's Will of JimSauceonRS, and today I have another saucy time for you guys. So, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about ghosts. Now, you're probably thinking, Will, what are you talking about, dude? First of all, ghosts are not real. Alright, so you're stupid for thinking that. Anyways, well, a long time ago, when I was around 5 or 6 years old, back in my very first house that I lived in, I probably went through over 10 I guess you would call them supernatural experiences. And what I mean by that is like ghost sightings or like hearing things or seeing things move. And I feel like it happens to me more than it would like another person. And that's kind of weird to say, but I feel like I experience these sightings and hear these things and like can predict different things that other people wouldn't be able to do. And I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds dumb. But this is why I feel like right now I could make so many of these saucy times on different subjects if I could just express myself the way I want to express it. So basically, a long time ago, I was about 5 or 6 years old, and I lived in my very first house, and upstairs there were 2 rooms. The one room was just a normal room, and the other room had like a little attic door that would go off from it. And me and my mom used to live, well, we didn't live in the room, but that's where we slept. I know there's probably going to be weird comments like that, but I was still young and it was okay for me to sleep with my mom. Alright, so get over it. I love my mom. Anyways, so I woke up in the middle of the night and it was weird for me because it was one of the first nights that my mom wasn't there with me. Like, she moved down to the downstairs bedroom, and I could have sworn I saw something, but obviously I didn't really think anything of it. I'm thinking, whatever, I mean, I'm little, what is it? What could it really be? It's probably nothing. So I try to go back to sleep, and like I hear like panting and like whimpering. And I didn't have a dog. All I had was one cat, and obviously like cats don't pant and whimper like a dog would. But that's what I heard. I heard like a dog whimpering and panting. And it was over and over again, and it was getting like heavier and heavier, and it sounded like there were multiple like pants and whines and everything. So I finally get the courage to actually like wake up and like look over my bed, and I saw nothing. Now this is where the weird part comes in, because I can't tell if it was a dream or if it was actually real life, because now when I think back to it, I remember after I went back to sleep that night and I woke back up in the middle of the night, there were 2 police officers in my room, and they were telling me that I had 2 Doberman, I believe they're called Doberman Pinscher dogs. They're bigger dogs. I had 2 Doberman Pinscher dog ghosts in my room. And the way that they explained it, it was so vivid. Like, I can picture it like in my head perfectly, of the 2 officers being in my room telling me that I have these 2 dog ghosts in my room and they're gonna try to get rid of them for me. And like, it's just so wild for me to like remember this, because it's so vivid. And I mean, so that was the one occurrence. And then there was another one where I was sitting in my living room. I was sitting straight up in the middle of my living room. Alright, it was just me, that's it. My mom was in the shower, I was in my living room, and I was watching TV. And while I was watching TV, I looked over towards the left and I noticed something that was on my wall. But at the same time of me noticing what was on my wall, the same thing was on TV, and it was like this ghost with like shackles on its like wrists, like moving across my wall. But at the same time as it was moving across my wall, I was watching a TV show that had the same ghost. Like, they were talking about the same ghost story as the same ghost was on my wall. And like, honestly, it was so like intriguing and freaky at the same time that I couldn't even like fathom. Like, I couldn't even tell anybody about it because I was afraid that they would think I'd be insane. And yeah, so those are 2 of my ghost stories. I have way more stories, like ghost stories and different experiences, that I can tell you guys about. So if you're down for those, definitely let me know down in the comment section below. Leave suggestions for more saucy time topics. If you guys want to leave a topic and you think it's interesting, go ahead and let me know. I will probably talk about it and I will use it in my video. So if you guys enjoy, remember to leave a like down below, and take it easy, guys.